Good to have
with
you
me.
here.
Always.
Of course, it'd be amiss of us to move too far forward without bringing up the situation with Charlie Kirk and his family. Um, I've seen a lot of comments and stuff on it. My thought on that for sure is, just for the sake of humanity and being in the human race, it doesn't matter what grief you have or what arguments you have with others. You should never ever take it to a violent state of mind. I've been seeing a lot of people touch down on that. So his family be comforted for sure. Your thoughts?
Charlie Kirk was a giant who was completely unique. I have never encountered anyone like him. I was not personally friends with him, but I knew people who knew him. And he was, first, my heart goes out to Erica, his grieving widow, two children who will have very little memory of him. And my heart goes out to all those who knew him. But Charlie was a self-taught giant. He was a person of remarkable courage, remarkable intellect. He had oratory skills that were unparalleled, and he was the real deal in that he really believed in what he expressed. And he had a way about him that conveyed that sincerity. I thought in the last few years, given his wit, his grit, his intellect, his commitment, his love for America, that he would surely be president of the United
I was
States
thinking
in
the same thing.
a dozen
Hmm.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that I, uh, and it's very much it's kind of reminded me like the murder of Dr. King, of blessed memory, in Memphis in 1968 in April, 2 days after he gave his, I think, his second most influential speech, where the civil rights movement never recovered from that. I mean, the people that came after him very frequently not only couldn't replace him, but some of them did a lot of damage to the cause. That is not the case here. There's no doubt talent around him, but Charlie was different, very, very different than anything I'd ever seen. And there is not another Charlie Kirk. And for him to die, to be murdered publicly like that, I think will send shockwaves through the United States, and people really are just beginning to talk about it. But it really will take years to understand the impact of that murder on this new generation of American, especially American youth, and what the effect will be. This is an immense loss of a magnitude that's immeasurable. Of course, to the family, it's something I just can't imagine what Erica's going through.
Hmm.
And but it's a very great loss to not just to America. It's a great loss to the world. He was really quite a remarkable person. I am so deeply sorry. I'm so sorry
Hmm.
to all those who knew him and loved him. And tragically, there will not be another Charlie Kirk.
Hmm.
He conveyed, he radiated so much affection, admiration, even those who didn't agree. I'm not talking about those who were radically against him, but even those who weren't exactly in his conservative camp, but his personality was so infectious, was so irresistible that people really enjoyed him. He was a towering figure physically and intellectually, and I'm very, very sorry about his loss. I think about it a lot, and people around the world are really mourning his loss. Just terrible.
Hmm.
And again, to the family, to his family. Uh, uh, I offer my condolences to all those who loved him and admired him and remember him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely impossible to replace his wit, his man.
Yeah.
It's rare to come across anybody of that caliber in a single generation. It really is.
Yeah, it also is going to have a very big effect. I mean, I was not as threatened as much as him. I'm threatened, but not like him.
Yeah.
And sometimes I thought that the amount of security around me was overdone. You know, sometimes I wanted to go out and meet people in the audience, and the security wouldn't let me. But this is going to have a very big effect on folks who are threatened,
Mm-hmm.
who have to really reevaluate everything. There's going to be a rethinking. You know, I know my mom isn't watching me now. I know my kids aren't watching me now, so I'm okay. But it's there's a risk out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Not in Israel so much, but in the United States especially. It's not that. It's just any crazy person can get a gun. It's
Sure.
just insane. And I'm not starting a Second Amendment question. You know, it's not. But it's an impossible situation. I mean, unless he was behind a plexiglass, a bulletproof plexiglass, like what Trump was behind at Yankee Stadium, there's no way to, or unless you have the whole Secret Service out there. And look what happened to Trump. So whatever, enough said. That's not
Sure.
my field. Yeah.